Imagine this. Your child is screaming in the middle of the store, red-faced, tears streaming, people staring at you, and all you want to do is yell back or give in just to make it stop. But what if I told you, in that very moment, you are writing the story of your child's future resilience or their future fragility? What if I told you that the way you respond in that instant could shape their ability to handle heartbreak, failure, rejection, and even success? The scary truth is, most parents think they're showing love, when really, they're teaching dependence, anxiety, and weakness. Yes, your love could be destroying them. But the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a way out, a way to raise not just kids, but resilient human beings who will carry strength long after you're gone. The Stoics believe that we don't control the world, only our response to it. That same lesson is the foundation of resilient parenting. Think about it. When your child throws a tantrum and you lose your temper, what you've shown them is that other people's emotions control you. But when you stay calm, when you choose patience over panic, you're teaching them that self-control is possible even in the storm. That lesson sinks deeper than any lecture. Children learn more from what you do than what you say. Your composure becomes their motto. Every parent says they want their kids to be strong, but most of us forget that strength is not born out of comfort. Strength is forged in adversity. So when your child falls, fails, or faces disappointment, your job is not to remove the pain, but to walk with them through it. To remind them, this hurts now, but it will pass. What matters is how you respond. That's the Stoic dichotomy of control and action. Teaching kids that they cannot control the cruelty of a bully or the outcome of a test or the weather that cancels their game, but they can always control their response. That shift in perspective changes everything. Picture this. Your child comes home crying because someone at school called them names online. The easy reaction is to rage against the bully, call the school, demand justice immediately. But the Stoic parent sees deeper. You sit your child down, you listen, you validate the pain, but then you say, we cannot control what others say. We can control how we carry ourselves, how we respond, how we refuse to let cruelty break us. That doesn't mean you ignore injustice. It means you use injustice as a classroom. You teach resilience by turning suffering into strength. The Stoics had 4 virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not abstract words for old philosophers. They are tools for parenting. Wisdom is teaching your child to see clearly, not through the fog of emotion, but through the light of truth. Courage is teaching them to face challenges, not run from them. Justice is showing them how to treat others fairly, to consider the feelings of a sibling, to respect even when they don't agree. Temperance is guiding them to control impulses, to wait, to understand that not every desire must be satisfied immediately. When you live these virtues, you don't just lecture your kids. You embody the life you hope they will build. Imagine how different your home feels when you practice this. Instead of yelling when they spill juice, you take a breath and say calmly, accidents happen. Let's clean it up together. Instead of rescuing them from every mistake, you let them experience consequences and learn responsibility. Instead of overpraising every tiny effort, you praise their persistence, their courage to try again, their growth. You are raising not fragile glass, but tempered steel. But let's be honest, parenting is hard. You will lose your temper. You will make mistakes. And hey, race, where Stoicism offers something radical. Admit it. Tell your child, I got angry. I shouldn't have spoken that way. I'm sorry. I'm still learning too. Do you see the power in that? You just taught humility, accountability, and growth. You've shown them that strength isn't perfection. It's the courage to admit weakness and rise again. That lesson is more powerful than pretending you never fail. Think about your own childhood. What moments shaped you most? Was it the easy days, or the times you fell, the times you were told no, the times you had to face fear? The Stoics remind us that resilience isn't taught in comfort. It's taught in hardship, with love as a guide. So let your children struggle. Let them be bored. Let them work for what they want. Let them face the sting of no. Each of those moments is a training ground for resilience. In today's world, parents want to remove every obstacle, to cushion every fall, to make childhood perfect. But life is not perfect. The world will not remove obstacles. The world will not cushion falls. If you raise children to expect ease, you are not preparing them for life. You are setting them up for collapse. The Stoics would tell you, better to raise a child who knows the world is difficult, but who carries the strength to face it. And this is not about coldness. Stoicism is not the absence of love. In fact, it's the deepest love of all, because it gives children what they need, not just what they want. It's easy to give comfort. It's harder to give discipline, boundaries, and truth, but that's real love. That's the kind of love that endures when you're not around to protect them. Think of the image the Stoics used. Life is like a storm. You cannot stop the rain, but you can build shelter. You cannot control the wind, but you can set your sails. As a parent, you cannot control the storms your child will face, but you can give them the tools to navigate. You can be their example of calm in chaos, their reminder that no matter what happens outside, they control their inner world. Let's imagine your child at 18, leaving home, stepping into a world that will not always be kind. What do you want them to carry? The expectation that life should be fair, or the resilience to face unfairness with courage? The belief that failure is the end, or the wisdom to see failure as the beginning of growth? The need for constant validation, or the inner strength to validate themselves? Every day, in every small interaction, you are building one or the other. The Stoics remind us, memento mori, remember you will die. A shocking thought, but a necessary one. Your time with your children is limited. The days are long, but the years are short. One day, you will not be there to guide them. The question is, will they have the tools to guide themselves? Will they carry your voice of wisdom inside them, reminding them of what matters and what doesn't? Or will they crumble when the world doesn't bend to their desires? The urgency of Stoicism is not to scare you, but to wake you up to the responsibility of now. So the next time your child screams in the store, the next time they fail a test, the next time they slam their door in anger, pause. Remember, this is the classroom. This is the training ground. This is your chance to teach calm, to model virtue, to build resilience. You are not just raising children. You are raising future adults who will face heartbreak, loss, joy, success, and failure. Give them the armor of Stoic values, and they will not just survive, they will thrive. And maybe you're thinking, this all sounds good in theory, but in practice? In practice, it's messy, it's tiring, it's imperfect. And that's the point. Stoicism was never about perfection. It was about progress, about becoming a little wiser, a little calmer, a little stronger every day. You don't need to be the perfect parent. You need to be the resilient parent. The parent who learns, who tries, who embodies the values they want their children to carry. That is enough. That is powerful. So, let's end where we began. Your child screaming in the store, the stairs, the chaos. You want a break, but you breathe. You wait. You kneel down and say, I know you're upset. Let's breathe together. And slowly the storm passes. You walk out not with shame, but with quiet pride, knowing you didn't just survive a tantrum. You taught resilience. And that lesson will echo years later when your child faces a bigger storm, when you're no longer there, but your example is. That is the gift of parenting with Stoic values. That is how we raise resilient kids.